A loving mom is about to face her biggest nightmare.
She gave me a hug and told me she loved me. And that's the last time I seen her.
After her daughter disappears,
I had 15, 12 armed men show up and say, "Where's your daughter? You are under arrest."
all the heartbreak will be just too much to bear. It's 4th of July weekend in Fairfield, Illinois. Fireworks, barbecue, and for 15-year-old Megan Nichols, a bicycle ride.
She said, "Do you care if I go on a bicycle ride?" And I said, "I don't care. Just don't be doing anything you're not supposed to be doing."
But Kathy Jo Hutchcraft knew she never had to worry about her well-behaved only child. The high school sophomore was a good student, an avid member of their church who loved to sing, as seen in these home videos.
My relationship with Megan was very close. We did everything together. I was a single mom for a lot of her life and a young mom, so we were very close.
And on this holiday weekend, the close-knit pair had plans to shop. When Megan returns from her bike ride, they head out. But the trip is cut short.
She told me she didn't feel good and she wanted to go home.
Kathy Jo drops the teen off at home and Megan says she's going to go to bed.
And she gave me a hug and told me she loved me.
Kathy Jo heads back out to finish her shopping, and when she returns, all seems normal.
I didn't check on her right away because I assumed she was asleep. And I just got this sick feeling that I needed to go check on Megan. And I went upstairs and she was gone. I just knew. I knew it was bad. I immediately called my mom.
In a panic, they head straight to the police station to report Megan's disappearance, but they say the police response wasn't what they hoped.
Well, she's not been gone no time. There's nothing we can do. Basically, go home and hopefully she'll show.
Kathy Jo and her mother head back to the house to look for clues.
We went back upstairs and I pulled her blanket back. And that's when I found her phone. And when I picked it up, oh, my heart sank. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is real.
But then, things get strange. The phone has been wiped clean. All photos, messages, contacts, and any and every sign of Megan deleted.
I just started crying. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And my mom said, well, we're gonna pray. So we went into Megan's other room and we knelt down to pray. And there was a note.
The writing appears to be Megan's, but Kathy Jo says the words are not.
This does not sound like my daughter at all. To me, it was borderline cruel. If knowing my daughter the way I know her, if those were gonna be her last words for me, it wouldn't have been those words.
As her suspicion grows, Kathy gets some good advice.
A friend had messaged me, have you checked the bank accounts? No, I hadn't. So I got online and I checked the bank accounts, and sure enough, money had been withdrawn on July the 3rd around 2:00 p.m.
It's the same time Megan went on that bike ride, and in an unexpected twist of fate, Kathy is about to see Megan once again on surveillance cameras.
We just went and explained to them what was going on and asked them if they had video, and sure enough, Megan was at the ATM.
The last images of her were from an ATM video at the bank as she rides her bike up to make a withdrawal of hundreds of dollars.
And that's the last time I seen her.
Now, Megan's mom heads back to police headquarters, this time with the phone, the note, and the bank information. As police begin digging, they don't go very deep to find a promising lead. And it's a shocker. 15-year-old Megan Nichols is missing, and for police, the strange clues she left behind in the early stages pointed to someone very close, Megan's own father.
Megan's father, Jackson, had some warrants out against him. He was of age and the young girl was not.
At the time, Megan's dad had faced accusations of being a sex offender years before.
They arrested him. They asked him if he knew where Megan is.
I had 15, 12 armed men show up and say, "Where's your daughter? You are under arrest."
Jackson Nichols openly recalls the day U.S. Marshals picked him up near Tulsa, Oklahoma. Nichols was thrown behind bars, held on a federal warrant listing him as an unregistered sex offender. But it all turned out to be a strange mix-up based on an accusation and dismissed charges.
That's bull. That story sucks. You are full of crap.
And then a clerical error that never cleared him.
Literally within 5 minutes, my case was dismissed and I was escorted out the door.
Jackson was eventually cleared as a suspect in Megan's disappearance.
I can't claim to be a real parent or a good parent. My ex-wife did all of that, and she did an amazing job. I didn't know that I could be this angry or this sad. It's I'm at a loss for words.
And turns out Kathy Jo never considered her ex-husband a viable suspect herself. She did have her own suspicions about what happened to her daughter that fateful night.
Fairly soon before her disappearance, Megan was seeing a young man.
And according to friends and family, there was just one problem.
He was with another girl.
The boy was also in a relationship with another girl at the same time.
Was Megan the victim of a teenage love triangle?
She had mentioned going to prom with him, and she's like, I didn't want to tell you this, but he's taking this other girl.
While Megan took the news in stride, her mother, not so much.
I'm tired of it. I'd had it at that point. He's using her and you, and you're done. You know, you're 15, he's 18, this is over. So I called him from her phone, and I said, don't contact my daughter again. This is over.
But she knew it wasn't over. Megan continued to converse with him, and when Kathy Jo received cell phone records from the day her daughter disappeared, the proof was there in black and white. The last 3 calls Megan made were to her boyfriend. The boy's name is Brodey Murbarger, and his father is an Illinois state police officer. Brodey responds to rumors he was somehow involved in Megan's disappearance on his Facebook page, writing in part, "Okay, this has gone on long enough. I had nothing to do with this, and that I have nothing to hide. I shouldn't even have to defend myself if I am not involved." Police agreed at the time, saying he was not considered a suspect. Nearly 2 years would pass when a Fairfield resident who happens to know Megan's mom finds the stunning evidence that would turn the case upside down.
It made me sick. Like my stomach turned.
Jackie Beck and her boyfriend were out cutting firewood just a few miles south of Megan's home when they spotted something. It was a human skull and bones. Jackie says it appears the remains were placed in a shallow grave and wrapped in a blanket. The FBI later confirms it's Megan Nichols.
It's hard enough to find something, like that, but turn around that you know the person, it's just 10 times worse.
Brodey Murbarger is arrested after earlier denying on Facebook he had anything to do with Megan's disappearance. When the case goes to trial, jurors hear testimony from an FBI agent saying blood and DNA from Megan were found in Brodey's car. Even though years had passed and the car had been sold to a scrapyard, a forensics team was able to uncover the key evidence. Brodey is found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to 50 years in prison. While justice was delivered, it's little solace for Kathy Jo, who lost her daughter and her best friend.
I still look for her. She should still be there.